Hey, what is going on everyone? It's Codexual here with another video. In our previous video, we talked about DOS and DDoS attacks. In this video, we're going to be talking about mod security and securing our Apache server, our MySQL or MySQL server. There's a couple of commands that I've already entered into our terminal. This is the first command that you want to enter in, so you want to update all of your package list, and after that's done, you want to copy this in and paste that in and ask if you want to install it. Just hit Y and go on from there. This command is useless. We're not going to worry about the command. We're going to move on. So we want to move our mod security into a installation, and we're going to also rename it as well. So that went through. We also want to reload our Apache services. So we're going to copy that, paste that in. Okay, now that we did our Apache services, we also want to configure our mod security. So configuring the mod security, here's some more commands. So the default mod security configuration file is set to the deletion only, which logs requests according to the rule, matches and does not block anything. This can be changed by editing the mod config or mod security.config file and modifying the sec rule engine directive. If you're trying this out on production server, just change this to directive after testing your rules. So let's go ahead and paste that command in. And so the sec response body access directive configures whether response bodies are buffered, read by mod security. This is only necessary if data leakage detection and protections are required. Therefore, leaving it on will put on the droplet resources and also increase the log file size. So we will turn it off by entering this command. Okay. Now, this is optional to directive to modify. There are other directives that you may want to customize by editing the mod config, the sec request body limits, and the sec request body no files limits. The directives limits the maximum data that can be posted towards your web applications. So we just want to run a couple of these commands and we'll be set. Oh, sorry. We need to these aren't commands. I confused myself. We want to hit nano, type in nano, go to where's our mod security, then slash mod security again, then dot config, well conf. Every time when I say config, dot config, I always mean dot conf. So when we want to go down towards our body limit, our sec request body limit. So we got to keep scrolling. Okay, right here. And we want to change that to 131.0.7.2.0.0, which is, we already have that in, so we're good. Okay, we also want to go down towards the no files limit. Okay, so is that number matching? Yes, that number is matching. And how about in memory? Okay, so we're good on that. We can go ahead and just skip this step. Actually, one last thing. The sec body. I'm gonna go briefly over this. Okay, no, we're good. We're good. Go ahead and hit Control X or Control Z, and that'll bring us back towards our terminal. We want to start a test an SQL injection, right? So we want to type in this command next, and it's going to bring us in towards a MySQL console. So we want to adjust the size of that and paste that in. And we want to enter in the password. So now that we're in the our console, and if I forgot to mention, if you don't have a password set up, you want to go back towards your webmin. We want to log in towards our webmin. HTTPS, yes. So as soon as you're logged in, we want to go towards our server, go towards the MySQL database server, then change administration password. There wasn't a admin password, so I just pasted one in, and this is a very strong password, let me tell you. It's the backwards of root. So I just like to keep things simple for the sake of the video, but for your sake, make the password as long and crazy as possible. The more complex the password is, the better it is for you to be secured. So now that we're in our MySQL console, we want to type in these commands. So create database sample. So we're creating a database that's called sample. Go ahead and paste that in. Now we want to connect towards the database that's for the sample. Okay, and then to create a table containing some credentials, the username Sammy and the password so we want to put this in. So we're creating a username and password. Well, we're creating tables first. Then we're going to go ahead and insert the username Sammy, and the password for Sammy is going to be password. And now we can go ahead and quit out of the MySQL console. So we created a table called sample, and we created a database called sample and created a table for users and passwords with importing the Sammy username and the password for Sammy. So we'll go ahead and close out of that. So now we're back at our regular terminal. What we want to do is we want to create a script, right? In our Apache script. So what we want to do is type in sudo nano this command here and paste that in. And now it's going to ask for, we're going to have to code the script. We already have one coded, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in. And we're going to hit Control O to write the file. And we can hit Control X now. So now that we have our site in, and it's for the login.php, now what you want to do is go towards your 127.0.0.1/login.php. And now to test this injection, we want to copy this fully. So note how there's an extra space right there, right? Can you see that? There's an extra space after these two dashes. You want that. We're going to put it in towards the username. We're going to leave the password blank. So it says invalid username or password. Oh, excuse me. I forgot to do something. We're going to go back towards our script. So let's step back a little bit. So put this command back in. And this is something that I did forget. As for your MySQL password of whatever you typed in, I put in, that's my MySQL password. That's one thing that I definitely forgot. Now we're going to hit Control X. And now we're going to reload that page. Now we're going to put this command or this injection into the username. Leave this password blank. And now it shows invalid username and password. So a couple of things. The script will display the login when you navigate. So as soon as you enter in the correct pair of credentials, for example, Sammy and the username and in the field, the password fields, you will see the message. This text can only get displayed while when logged in with the valid credentials. So obviously with the mod security, it should have, without the mod security, it should have displayed something else. But for this case of example, um, mod security, how it's all updated, it already came with the SQL injection, but we still need to modify all these files. So the invalid username or password, that's good. We want it displayed like that. If it would have showed something else, it would have showed this script. If mod security was not updated at all, but we're still updating a lot of more things as well. So SQL injection is point on. We're not going to get hacked with an SQL injection. So I hope that made sense. But this displayed instead. And that's a good thing. That means we can't get SQL injected. We're gonna, excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. Okay, sorry about that. We're gonna move on to step 4. We're going to enable some rules. We're enabling the CRS, which is the core rule set. So, we're going to go back towards our terminal, and we're going to enter in this command, and we're going to go ahead and paste that in. So now, where it shows include optional and etc. mod security *, and then .config, we want to hit a space, and we want to paste these 2 lines in. Once we paste those 2 lines in, we're good. We go ahead and hit Control O, and now that's good, and hit Control X to go back towards the terminal. So to make things easier, there are a lot of rules which are already include along with mod security. These are called the CRS core rule set, and is located where we were just in. And to load these, to load the rules, we're gonna have to restart the services. And also to activate, we're gonna have to activate some stuff as well. So the next command is cd. Now we're in there. Now enter in a couple of these commands, and now we're going to go ahead and restart our Apache services. So now that's reloaded. We can go ahead and remove the file login, what we just created, the PHP login, this, and go ahead and right click, paste that in, and now it's no longer there. Like, reload, see, it doesn't exist. So we're good. That's no longer there. We want to write a couple of rules. So next thing is we're going to go ahead and create another web script. So we're going to go ahead and paste that in. And this is the form that we want to create. And paste that in, hit Control O to save, then Control X. Now we're back at the terminal. And before I get into this, back on this CRS step, we already have the CRS enabled because we have modified the files and we reloaded the Apache. So just an FY. Now back to writing our rules. We want to go towards our config file. Now, a couple of things. This does not exist whatsoever. As you can see, it's blanked out. So we're going to go ahead and copy this in, paste that, Control O, enter, and Control X, and now we're going to reload. So before we reload, oh, oops, it was the form.php. Form.php, and we can submit a query, but we're blocking out words. So if someone were to post in spam messages, it'll have spam detected. So since we have that in, what we want to do is reload or Apache. Paste that in. So now it's reloaded. So now if someone were to put in a whole bunch of words or spam words, it will say spam detected, right? So that's one way to stop a query, and if someone was overusing an SQL injection with multiple spam words, it would just say spam detected and it would stop that. So you can play around with that, but for me, we're going to go ahead and remove it. That condones this tutorial. We have successfully set up mod security and stopped MySQL injections. This is something that's more basic. Anything is still possible. A whole lot of people can still get in with the MySQL injections. It's just you always want to update everything. So what I mean by updating everything, we already have this all in. You want to always type in this, the sudo apt get update, and it's going to update your repository list. Then you're going to reinstall your mod security, and you're going to config all the files once again if it hasn't saved. It might rewrite everything all over, so just keep this just as a backup. But yeah, that's how you enable mod security and securing a web server. And as well, don't have the have the password that I've written down, TOOR. That's just something simple for the sake of the video. So that's how you install mod security, guys. If you find this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up. As well, subscribe to the channel. Share this. Share my content on your social media. Anything and everything does help out. Every Saturday I do a Q&A, so if you want to hop on over towards our Nolok server, our Nolok website, and go to Ask Me, and you can ask me anything you want. You can put in your first and last name, or even anonymous, username, whatever. Just ask your question. Who do you want to pick? Codexual, and go ahead and submit. So every Saturday I'm doing a Q&A. So if you got questions, definitely check out the video when they do come. Yeah, so if you want to follow me on social media, you can, and down below there's all of my social media. I play on Xbox, PS4, and I also game on PC. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and move on towards the next video of Ubuntu. See you there.